Welcome back to Wake Up America. Let's continue to talk about the legal situation former President Trump is facing. Him touching down in Miami yesterday ahead of today's arraignment. Joining us now is attorney for the Trump campaign, Christina Bobb. Christina, great to have you with us this morning. So two of Trump's lead lawyers, they resigned this morning after his indictment, the morning after his indictment. So under the rules of the district, he needs to have a local lawyer for an arraignment to go on. And reports are saying that he's reportedly going to be represented by Todd Blanche and Chris Kise. What do you see happening today?
Right, you're exactly right. Today will largely be procedural. It's the arraignment. So he'll be presented in court. The court's going to make sure that he understands the charges against him, that he knows his rights. Depending on what his lawyers want to do, the court may read all of the charges. They may waive the reading. That will depend on how long today takes. It could go quickly if they waive the reading of the charges and his rights, and then that will really be it. And then going forward, we'll learn, dates being set for how this case is going to play out. So I don't expect today to be particularly eventful, other than the media and the fact that this is the first time the Department of Justice is doing something like this. Otherwise, it's largely procedural.
Yeah, a media circus, as a lot of people are saying, is what we can expect. Former Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton, he gave CNN his take on the indictment and how it may impact Trump's political career. Take a listen.
If he has anything like what the indictment alleges, and of course the government will have to prove it, then he has committed very serious crimes. This is a devastating indictment. I speak here as an alumnus of the Justice Department myself, because not only is it powerful, it's very narrowly tailored. They didn't throw everything up against the wall to see what would stick. This really is a rifle shot, and I think it should be the end of Donald Trump's political career.
A lot of legal experts we've talked to said, the Espionage Act, that's really difficult because you really have to have intent. Obviously, you have where he was able to declassify these documents being a president. Just what's your reaction to what John Bolton said?
Well, I would caution anybody before they take advice from John Bolton, so I don't particularly hold that in high regard. The Department of Justice has very serious fundamental problems with this indictment and with the pleading that I don't know that they'll be able to overcome. For example, they have pled that Donald Trump was wrongfully in possession of classified materials, and that's flat out wrong. That does not comport with the law or the facts. The Presidential Records Act under 44 U.S.C. Section 2203 alpha says that it is the president and only the president who decides what records he keeps and what records he returns to NARA, the National Archives and Records Administration. And then the only case law that actually interprets that statute is Judicial Watch versus NARA. And the judge, who was appointed by Barack Obama, Amy Berman Jackson, said that it is only the president who decides what he keeps and what he returns. And she actually goes so far as to say it's not the archivist. The archivist doesn't make that call. And this entire case is founded on the idea that the archivist reported to the Department of Justice that Donald Trump was wrongfully withholding documents. So they're going to have to get over that before we even look at the facts of what they pled. That's going to be a big hurdle for them. I don't think they're going to be able to do it. And even if they do, I don't think they're going to be able to prove the facts as they've alleged them.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot in there to talk about. Obviously, prosecution, they want a speedy trial. They said they'd like to have it within 70 days. But we're assuming that the Trump team will be pushing this out as far as they can. You mentioned dates. So they'll go in today. You're thinking it's going to be quick. Then what's next? They'll set dates. And then how far out are we looking for the next meeting in court?
Well, I will leave that to the defense team on this to figure out, what they expect the trial timeline to be. I do expect the Department of Justice to push this to trial before the election. 70 days, I think, is ridiculous considering they've been investigating Donald Trump for 8 years.
Yeah.
But I do think this will be a speedy trial by DOJ standards. But we'll see discovery. They'll want to interview witnesses and actually the defense team will then want to build out the case from there. But
yeah. We'll see how it plays out. All right, Christina Bobb, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Of course, Rob.